O Zion, that dwellest with the daughter of Babylon. For thus saith Yahweh of hosts, after the glory hath he sent me unto the nations which spoiled you. For he that toucheth you toucheth the apple of his eye. Matthew 16, verse 24. Then said Yahushua unto his disciples, If any man will come after me, let him deny himself, and take up his cross, and follow me. Christ said, If you will follow me, deny your desires of the flesh and of this world, and suffer as you have to suffer, and walk my path. For whosoever will save his life shall lose it, and whosoever will lose his life for my sake shall find it. Whoever will save his life trying to follow this world will lose his life, and whoever loses his life denying this world for my sake will find his life. For what is a man profited if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul? Or what shall a man give in exchange for his soul? In the balance, what does a man profit if he will gain the whole world for a moment and lose his own soul? Or what will a man give in exchange for his soul? All eternity and the kingdom of heaven? I pray not. Shalom, brothers and sisters. I'm Brother Jonas, and the title of this video is The Mark of the Beast Tomorrow. What is 666? What is the Mark of the Beast? What are the benefits of the Mark of the Beast system? When will the Beast system go into effect? These are some of the questions I will try to answer, or at least get you pointed in the right direction or proper understanding, because the consequences or repercussions have dire eternal results. Revelations 13, verse 1. And I stood upon the sand of the sea, and saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and upon his horns 10 crowns, and upon his heads the name of blasphemy. John stood upon the sand of the sea, and he saw a beast rise up out of the sea. This is symbolic of politics. John saw a political system rise, and it had 7 heads and 10 horns. The 7 heads are 7 main nations throughout history that make up the Edomite nations, that make up the foundation from which the beast nation will be built on in the end time. Now, this end time beast also encompasses the Babylonian system. The 10 horns, which had 10 crowns, are 10 nations that would be the original first 10 nations of what we know as the European Union or the restored Roman Empire. America is Babylon. Once the nations have surrendered their sovereignty and the world is under the new beast system, it will be divided into 10 sectors with 10 kings. What is 666? It is destruction. Each 6 represents destruction. It is the number of a man, Cain, who had a mark on him, and Esau, Cain's spirit, which came back into the earth with a mark on him. They are the children of Satan, and it represents 3 things. 1, it represents the opposition to God's complete perfection. 2, it represents Satan's seal or ownership of those that have it. 3, it represents the mind, the body, and the soul of a person that belongs to Satan. A 6 for the body, a 6 for the mind, and a 6 for the soul. All three being destroyed. It is a form of identification showing that you are a follower. A follower of what? Of a system, of a false god, and a follower of the world that will be destroyed. God tells us, the Israelites, to come out of the world. Romans 8, verse 29. For whom he did foreknow, he also did predestinate to be conformed to the image of his Son, that he might be the firstborn among many brethren. Now, we are to be conformed to the image of the beast. Gotcha. Were you paying attention? We are to be conformed to the image of his Son, Christ. Why? That we might be the firstborn of many brethren. Going in the first round, we need to be conformed to Christ to remain his brothers and sisters. Romans 12, verse 2. And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God. Satan has everybody. How? Let's take a look. He has the body. Remember, we're looking at body, mind, and soul. Satan has the body. Satan controls the food, the water, the medicines, the air. All of those things we use have been contaminated. And it has contaminated our bodies down to the genetic level. That's first 6. That's the first 6. The body is destroyed. Satan has the minds of most people. That's easy to see in public, on YouTube, or in social media. The last 6 Satan is working on. This is what's going on in the world today. This is what's going on with this last system that's being put in place. Satan is working on the soul of the people, the eternal fall from which there is no getting up from. So, we're not to be conformed to this world, accepting this next economic system of placing anything in your body for ID and or placing anything on your body for ID. And I mean something permanently. I'm not talking about a watch or a ring. I'm talking about something permanently on your body, whether it's in your hand or your head, will be conforming or going along with the beast system. A hard choice is going to have to be made. A hard choice is going to have to be made. And when you choose, as it was said in the movie, Indiana Jones, choose wisely, because there will be no do-overs. So don't conform to the image of the beast by conforming to its end-time ways. Conforming is talking about being a part of something in the way they do things. So don't conform to the image of the beast by conforming to its end-time ways, requests, or demands. Be conformed to Christ by the transforming or the renewing of your mind by the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of the Bible. But why? So you may prove what is good and prove what is acceptable and perfect the will of God that he has for you. Israel. Romans 8, verse 30. Moreover, whom he did predestinate, them he also called, talking about the Israelites, and whom he called, the Israelites, them he also justified. He justified the Israelites, and whom he justified, them he also glorified. We the Israelites are the ones that will be glorified. The Bible talks nothing about crowns being put on the heads of anybody outside of the nation of Israel. The Bible talks nothing about making anybody that's not an Israelite a prince or a priest or a king. Christ don't say anything about anybody that's not an Israelite being a god. All these things were spoken of about the Israelites. If God predestined us, Israel, then he also called us Israel. And since he called us Israel, he also justified us. Israel through Christ, in whom he justified them, or Israel, he will also glorify at his coming. If you are faithful and have his seal or mark, which is the word of God, then you will be justified and glorified. What is the mark of the beast? The mark will require actions by your hand and thoughts, by your mind, and if you receive it, it will also require your soul. That's that last 6 that Satan is trying to get on you, trying to get that soul. Do you understand now the meaning of mind, body, and soul? Many of you have heard that phrase throughout your lives, mind, body, and soul. Mind, body, and soul. Satan will have complete ownership, full and clean title, if you accept it. The mark is an ID and link you and your body, your mind, and if your soul, if you accept it, will all be linked to a computer of unimaginable power. You can't even imagine the power of this computer system that is being built, which is the image of the beast, or should I say, it is the brain of the beast, and an image will be built for it, and that will be linked to Satan. Without it, it will feel like 70 AD. If you say, I'm not going to get that mark of the beast, and you don't get it when that system time comes, it's going to feel like 70 AD to you. It will feel like the transatlantic slave trade to you, and worse, because you will be an outcast. You will be hunted. You will be persecuted. You will be tortured. You will be killed. Understand this. We're told we have to suffer. We have to suffer for a little time, just like our forefathers did. We're no better than the prophets. They suffered. We're no better than Christ. He suffered. So at some point, we will have to be suffered. And the Most High brought us back to do these things in this time because he knows we are faithful. We are faithful. It's a mark with a bio-nanite form of tech. Now, bio-nanite might not be a word, but you understand the meaning of bio, biological, and nanite. Nanite is something that is of a billionth of an inch, something so small you can't see it. But it has technology in it. So this word bio-nanite is a sci-fi word, but it is also something that has substantial meaning. And it is a form of technology that will indeed alter your DNA. And your flesh will no longer be the flesh of man, but of something presently unknown to the public. Remember, when those locusts, those creatures come out of the bottomless pit, they will only attack those that have the mark of the beast. It will see those people in a different way because they will not be normal people. They will no longer be man. They will no longer be man. They will be something else. They may look like a man or a woman, but they are actually something else. Their DNA will be altered. Satan has been screwing with the DNA of man from the very beginning once he took over in the garden. But back to this, simply put, it is an identifier. It identifies you. The mark of the beast will identify you as a Gold Club member for the lake of fire. It shows everyone, especially the Most High, that you hate God Yahweh and love Satan, the deceiver, and want to be in pain thirst, hunger, and torment for all eternity. What are the benefits of the beast system? I'm glad you asked. You will be able to buy, sell, do business, eat, drink, and be miserable for a very, very short period of time. And I'm very serious here because once Satan has deceived people into his system, he can then try to destroy the world with all-out nuclear war because he knows his time is short. Satan knows the calendar. He has the calendar of when he has to do things and get his part done. At least he don't know when Christ is coming back, but he know he has to get his things done within a certain time frame. And he's pushing man to do what he has to do to bring it all together. Satan is a counterfeiter, and people that receive the mark are his body, in a biblical manner of speaking. Like Israel, that are faithful are the body of Christ. Truly, there are no benefits to the mark of the beast. Being real here now. Truly, there are no benefits to the mark of the beast. Pick up your cross and deal with whatever is in the path you have to walk. Be faithful even unto death. Because to be able to buy, sell, do business, eat, drink, and be miserable for a very, very, very short time, people, and I'm talking short, is not worth losing your soul to destruction for all eternity and going to the lake of fire. Decision times are coming, and our people have been suckered in and programmed for so many years, generationally, over the decades, to depend and crave crumbs from our worldly present masters. When will the beast system go into effect? It could be at any time now. The tech is ready. And it's not anything you have seen today. If you think people love their phones, health watches, and tattoos, they will love the deceitful mark. Guaranteed. It will start as an ID of gathering voice samples, fingerprints, facial patterns, or likeness, eye retinas, the retinas in the back of your eyeballs, and DNA. Now I ask you, haven't they gotten all those things now from half of the world's population? Yep. It's been a quiet gathering. A little bit here, there, fingerprints on your phone, fingerprints when you get locked up for something, fingerprints when you apply for certain jobs. Our pictures are out there everywhere, cameras everywhere, taking our likeness. You pull up to the ATMs and things of that nature. Believe it or not, when you look over in there, those cameras can see your freaking retinas. Yes, sir. People getting certain things from the doctors and getting them shot in themselves. There are things out there that alter your DNA. Now, I look for a major global event that will collapse the global economies of all nations. And make no mistake, they are all tied together. The US, the EU, and BRICS. Everything that they're offering may sound different, but they're all tied together. As Malcolm X said, they're all dogs. The global event is coming, and they have a pretty good idea of when, and it's soon. Oh, it's real soon. Let's hit some scriptures. Revelation 13, verse 2. And the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard, and his feet were as the feet of a bear, and his mouth as the mouth of a lion. And the dragon gave him his power. Satan gave him his power and his seat, his place of authority, and great authority, the power to do things. John gives a description of the beast he saw, which is symbolic of former empires that have combined the characteristics of each empire throughout history that make up the beast in our time. A leopard, the Greeks, and his feet were as the feet of a bear, the Medes and Persians, and his mouth as the mouth of a lion, Babylon. Satan the dragon gave this beast his power and his seat, his place of rulership, his position, and great authority. Verse 3. And I saw one of his heads as it were wounded to death, and his deadly wound was healed. And all the world wondered after the beast. The Roman Empire was wounded to death, and Rome's deadly wound was healed. The system was restored after the system looked like it was destroyed. You can see it in the characteristics and architecture of buildings in all Edomite or white nations. And all the world wondered after the beast. All the other nations followed Edom, or the so-called white man, in his endeavors, trying to have what he has and be like him, since the Renaissance period began in the 1400s. Also, when you look at television and movies, pay attention, and you will see things like the domes on the Capitol buildings. You will see things like the triangle arches on buildings. Those are Roman. You will see things like the obelisk. Those things are of Egyptian. So they show you in the things that they build in the cities and nations around the world that they brought those systems forward. Most people don't pay those things any attention. Verse 4. And they worshiped the dragon which gave power unto the beast. And they worshiped the beast, saying, Who is like unto the beast? Who is able to make war with him? The nations of the world know that the dragon or Satan gave power to the beast. This is their God. They know their God. They worship their God way, way better than we worship ours, because they understand the ramifications from the very beginning, from the garden to Cain to Esau, giving up the birthright to the Israelites for a bowl of stew. They understand all that. They've stolen our word, and we gave them understanding over the decades, and once they took us down out of the dark ages, they hid knowledge. But that's okay. No matter the religion or idol, after all, remember Satan offered all of the kingdoms of the world to Christ during his time in the wilderness. The nations say, who is like the beast? Who can stand up against the beast? Who is able to make war with the beast? Well, they're going to find out. We, the Israelites, when he comes for us, he's going to declare war on us. Now, we're not going to defeat him. Christ is going to defeat him, but we will get victory over the beast, because he simply cannot get all of us. He will not get all of us. He will not get all of the people in the nations. Although the Bible says everyone in the world will worship him, there will be remnants of all the nations that will escape, that will not receive the mark of the beast and will not be beheaded and fall to their sword. Verse 5. And there was given unto him a mouth speaking great things and blasphemies, and power was given unto him to continue 42 months, 3.5 years. At some point in time, we don't know when, because so much in global politics is kept from us, some kind of declaration will be made, and the beast will be speaking great things and blasphemies against the Most High Yahweh from that time forward, and the beast will be allowed by God Yahweh to continue 42 months or 3.5 years from that time. The world governments will try to deceive people concerning the true timetable of biblical events, like this so-called mess that's going over there in the land of Israel, where they acting like they got to rebuild the temple. Well, y'all know God, the Most High, don't deal with constructed buildings of temples. And who are they, non-Israelites, to build our temples anyway? But the Most High ain't dealing with constructed buildings. But anyway, that's what they're doing over there. Their actions or decrees will betray them. Verse 6. And he opened his mouth in blasphemy against the Most High, to blaspheme his name and his tabernacle, and them that dwell in heaven. The beast blasphemed the Most High's name, the Most High's tabernacle, and those that dwell in heaven with the Most High. At the present, we don't publicly see this, but it is done in private and in the Talmud of the Jewish Edomites. And if you pay close attention, you will see that blasphemies are starting to come out of people's mouths about not loving the Most High, about hating the Most High. Pay attention to what's being said by people. You see the wickedness rising like the stink from a turd. Verse 7. And it was given unto him to make war with the saints and to overcome them, and power was given him over all kindreds and tongues and nations. So this beast would make war with the saints. The saints are Israelites, and Israelites only, according to the Bible. The scriptures are there, which are the Israelites, and overcome the Israelites, and power was given to the beast over all kindreds and tongues and nations. This beast would be clearly the supported and ruling government over the whole world. Do y'all notice that the beast makes war with the saints, which are Israelites? And do not mention the nations. It do not say the beast makes war with the nations. It do not say the beast makes war with the people of the nations that don't get the mark of the beast. It don't say that. Now, he's going to kill them. When they don't accept the mark of the beast, yeah, he's going to kill them. But the Bible is clear about who he makes war with. Everything in the world is about us, the Israelites and Edomites, Esau and Jacob, good and evil, chosen and damned, the kingdom of heaven and the lake of fun. I mean the lake of fire. Everything centers around us. There is no greater secret than who the true people of God are in the world. Make no mistake. Don't let nobody fool you and tell you aliens are. That's the biggest secret in the world. This is the biggest secret in the world. That's the biggest secret in the world. No, sir. No, sir. The Israelites, the true people of God, being hidden is the biggest secret in the world. And along with who the man of sin is, the Edomites, so-called white people. Now, you don't have to believe me. Get some wisdom and understanding and knowledge and believe the Bible. Verse 8. And all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him, whose names are not written in the book of life of the Lamb slain from the foundation of the world. And all the people on the earth will worship him, except those people whose names are written in the book of life of the Lamb. Concerning those that are living at that time, there are people that have their names written in this book of life. These people living in the end times, and these people will not accept the mark of the beast. And it is these people of all 18 original nations that will repopulate the earth after Christ's return for 1,000 years. And they will have an opportunity to be judged righteous at that great white throne judgment. Yeah, we're talking about the heathen also. They're part of those 18 nations. And receive eternal life. Now, that's all the original 18 nations except that neighbor of Israel that was not given any promise of mercy. Y'all know who I'm talking about. They were not given any promise of mercy from God. And that would be the nation of Edom. You can see it in Isaiah 34, verse 5. Top it off with Obadiah 1, verse 18. You can find this spoken of in the Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary under Edom. And we black people did not write the Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary. Verse 13. And he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men. He will perform false miracles, trying to appear godlike. The idiots of the nations will fall for him. Their minds have been primed with Hollywood and false media narratives and BS from Christian church pastors for decades. Generationally embedded in their minds from weak parents, ignorant parents. Verse 14. And deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had performed to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth, that they should make an image to the beast, which had the wound by a sword and did live. This false prophet, the devil, would deceive them on the earth by saying to them that they should make an image to the beast, which had the wound by a sword and did live, making this false image or idol for people to worship. Remember, in Babylon, they created an idol for people to worship. Nothing new under the sun, right? People have been programmed to worship a thing. You know, that thing that people walk around in their left hand or right hand, stuck in their face all day. Verse 15. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. There it is. Now, the beast itself is a group of people which make up a group of nations. You hear the term beast nation. Now, if a chunk of land is a nation, then how is that chunk of land going to do these things? So it's not talking about a chunk of land somewhere on the planet. That chunk of land is simply where the people live that make up that nation. The image of the beast is something man-made, which represent the beast nation and former government systems. I think of it as a multi-quantum computer in some form would be this image. Now, that sounds like a little simple word, multi-quantum computer, and people hear that, they may think of or picture something in their mind like a desktop in their house. People, I'm telling you, this computer is so big and it's not in one place. It's spread out all over the world. It's unimaginable. Its power is unimaginable. And this is what they're going to use for that system. This image of the beast is a multi-quantum computer of some type. It will use and control all electronics that can receive information. It will be able to speak, and it will be able to cut off those that don't follow the system and cut off those that don't obey as they should, and cause those that don't worship it or that don't worship the system to be put to death. The image of the beast will be linked directly to Satan. It is Satan's control hub of the world. See, he's not a God. He can't do it like the Most High. The Most High don't need a computer. So remember, Satan is a counterfeiter. Satan has to use technology to do what he's trying to do. Verse 16, and he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. Now, this is important because although none of us know when they're going to implement this thing, the Most High made this simple for us stupid people. He made it so that we would know what to avoid. That's all you got to know, what to avoid. It says, and he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond. That's everybody pretty much. But it won't affect everybody. Some are going to be hidden in the cracks all over the world. But it calls them to receive a mark in their right hand, that's specific, in their right hand, But be on the safe side. Don't get nothing in your left hand either. Or in their foreheads. It says to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. The word in, in here could also mean on their right hand. It could also mean on their forehead. So understand, you don't want to get something put in your hand. You don't want to get anything put on your hand. You don't want to get anything put in your head or forehead, and you don't want to get anything put on your head or forehead. Something might have gotten mixed up in the translation because the English language is a really bad thing. The English language is the worst, most deceivable language on the planet. But I believe it's deeper. I believe it's deeper, and it's hard for me to explain. The beast's image will cause all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. This is a form of technology that will allow the image of the beast to know who is worshiping the beast and who is not. It will also be able to monitor your body vital signs, and know when you are lying. It will also be able to control the nanoparticles that are put in your body with RNA to alter your DNA. That will be the instrument of your death. When you don't worship the beast, it'll turn those things on and some stuff will happen. Imagine if something is activated and the arteries in your body are clogged up. Heart attack or stroke. We've seen something similar to this, haven't we? There's a new TV show out, and it's pretty good. The new Aliens TV show. And in that TV show, one of those hybrid robot kids are being talked to by this Wayland robot. And the way it's communicating with it in its head is the same way Satan will be able to communicate with you if you get that mark. He'll know your thoughts, he'll hear your thoughts, or that computer will hear your thoughts and transmit the proper data back to Satan. I'm telling you, things that they're going to do, they show you in TV and movies. The truth mixed with lies. You just got to try to figure out what part of it is the truth. Now, I know what people are going to say. Oh, man, that's sci-fi. You watch too much TV. You watch too much movies. Now, I ain't going to lie to you. I watch a lot of stuff. Oh, yeah. Because, see, the Most High tells us to watch. And our enemies, they gloat. And they have to tell you the truth. But they are authorized to mix it with lies. And if you don't pay attention, you're going to be caught with your pants down and your skirt up. Verse 17. And that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. A time of not being able to buy or sell. That's hard for a lot of people to imagine. A time of being able to not buy or sell. And quite frankly, we Israelites, we were a part of a time like that during slavery. There were times in slavery you couldn't buy or sell nothing. Get used to it. Without this mark or technology in your right hand or in your forehead, you will not be able to buy or sell in their system. The mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name is embedded in the technology that will be implemented in the right hand or forehead. It cannot be removed without death. And even if you remove it, because you think I made a mistake. I'm going to take this thing out of me. I'm going to cut it out. Whatever you do, it don't matter. It's too late. If you receive it, it's too late. You're still going to the lake of fire. So you just might well enjoy it. If you accept it, you might well enjoy it to the fullest. That technology is ready for people today. Make no mistake about it. It's ready to go. They just ain't brought it out fully. There's so many things high-tech things that they have created that they have not brought out. They are waiting till the system collapse to bring out different technologies. Consider this. When you look at all the destruction around the world, if you're paying attention, go to YouTube, you see it on things, those things are not going to get rebuilt. No, they're not going to get rebuilt. So technologies of cars flying is coming out because the roads are going to get destroyed. There's so much they're going to bring out and people are going to lust for it. This is very advanced technology that we have not seen yet. And I'm talking about this multi-quantum computer. This multi-quantum computer, or this new narrative that they have been pushing on us, and it's hitting everybody like a tsunami, it's called AI. And most people think that AI means artificial intelligence, and it do not. AI does not mean artificial intelligence, but that's the narrative they've told you. AI means angelic intelligence. AI means angelic intelligence because it's technology given to man by the angelic realm. There is no such thing as artificial intelligence. Either something is intelligent or it is not. When man creates AI, it has a mind of its own. And they've already told you they can't control it. And they know they can't control angelic intelligence. Why would they? Because they know that technology that's being created is for Satan, their master, the false god they serve. AI is of a higher level with evil intentions, and it surpasses the present level of the brain of man in the flesh. In other words, man cannot think as fast as that angelic intelligence can. We simply can't. The Most High toned us down. Once Adam disobeyed the Most High and ate and got kicked out the garden, the Most High toned the level of the brain down. Before that, oh man, Adam was it. Adam was smarter than the AI. Absolutely. AI means angelic intelligence. You heard me right. AI means angelic intelligence, a level of tech beyond man. And it will allow Satan to connect to the image of the beast. And the image of the beast will connect to those that receive the mark of the beast. And Satan can play God by controlling the lives of those that are a part of his system that has the mark. Verse 18, here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man. And his number is 666, for it is the number of a man. And it's not talking about a single man. Absolutely not. It's talking about a people, Edom, and his number is 666. His body is destroyed, his mind is destroyed, his soul is destroyed, and he was created as a vessel fitted for destruction that will go into the lake of fire. Now, I'm sorry. Some people don't want to hear that. And let me be clear, because I'm not trying to falsely hurt someone. So let me be clear. Everybody that look white is not an Edomite. Everybody that look black is not an Israelite. Everybody that look like whatever the heck they look like in all the different countries around the world ain't got nothing to do with it. It comes down to a bloodline. Do not go to these DNA companies checking your DNA. It comes down to a bloodline. And most people don't know their bloodline. Don't look up your past relatives. Let that go, because you don't know what your bloodline was 10 generations ago, 20 generations ago. Try to live like the Most High says live. Give respect to the people of God that look like the people of God at least, that act like the people of God, and go with that. Here is wisdom, or understand. Let him that have understanding count the number of the beast. The beast has a numerical designation which identifies a political and financial and non-God obeying system, for it is the number of a numerical designation of a man, Edom, we just clarified that, and those that follow them, the simps. And his number or numerical designation is 666. 666. Revelations 14, verse 1. And I looked, and lo, a lamb stood on the Mount Zion, and with him, when Christ comes back, and stood and will stand on the Mount Zion, and with him 144,000, having his Father's name written in their foreheads. We see the 144,000 having the seal of the Most High, Yahweh's name, which is also the Word of God, or the Bible, written in their foreheads. Verse 9. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, If any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in their forehead, in his forehead, or in his hand, being clear again, the Most High is making sure you understand. If any man worship the beast, if you worship the beast, if any man worship his image, if you worship his image, if any man receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand. Now, this does not mean that you have to have all three actions to be damned. No, 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 no. Let's be clear. You only have to do one of these actions and you're done eternally. Don't let somebody tell you, well, man, you have to worship the beast, and then you also have to worship his image, and then you also have to have that mark on your forehead or in your hand. You have to have all three. Don't let nobody tell you that. That's a lie. You only have to have one. Do one of those things and you're done. If you worship that beast, you're done. If you worship his image, you're done. If you receive a mark in or on your forehead, you're done. If you receive a mark in your right hand or on your right hand, you're done. And I wouldn't put nothing on my left hand either, just to be sure. Verse 10. The same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of God, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. Indignation means vengeance. And he shall be tormented. Now, this is clear. Come on, y'all. Now, listen to this now. He shall be tormented, tortured, with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. But God's a loving God. If any man or woman worship the beast, if any man or woman worship his image, if any man or woman receive his mark, the mark of the beast, in their forehead or in their hand, they will drink of the wine of the wrath of God, which is poured out without mixture in the cup of his indignation, or in the cup of his vengeance, not love, but vengeance. And he or she will be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. The Christian church says this punishment is metaphorical. Well, let's see. Let's see if this punishment is metaphorical. Verse 11. And the smoke of their torment ascended up forever and ever, and they have no rest, day nor night, who worship the beast and his image, and whosoever receiveth the mark of his name. Their torment rise up with the smoke forever and ever. They have no rest, day or night. That doesn't sound metaphorical to me. God said they have no rest, day or night. That sounds real. Who is this talking about? Well, it's talking about those who worship the beast, and those who worship his image, and those who receive the mark of his name. These people will be tormented forever and have no rest, no peace during the day or during the night for all eternity. That's clear. Don't believe the lies. Ain't gonna be no partying going on. No, sir. The only partying going on is gonna be with the living in the kingdom of heaven, right here on earth. Now, let's get a bit of good news. A bit of good news. Revelation 15, verse 1. And I saw another sign in heaven, great and marvelous, 7 angels having the 7 last plagues, for in them is filled up the wrath of God. So, the 7 last plagues, this is after Christ's return on the 7th trumpet, and then there's 7 vials, or the 7 last plagues to be poured out. So the 7 last plagues are about to be poured out onto the earth. Verse 2. And I saw, as it were, a sea of glass mingled with fire. A sea of glass mingled with fire. So this fire on this sea of glass wasn't hurting no one. And them that had gotten the victory over the beast, and over his image, and over his mark, and over the number of his name, stand on the sea of glass, having the harps of God. So they standing on this sea of glass, mingled with fire, and it's not bothering them. It's just giving them a warm feeling inside of gladness. We see Victory Lane, Israelites smiling and maybe high-fiving each other too, saying, yeah, yeah. Why are they doing this, you ask? What are they so happy about? They got victory over the beast, and over his image, and over his mark, and over the number of his name. They were faithful and just. They were hungry. They were homeless. They were beaten, and they were killed. But they were in good company, because the same has happened to their brethren in time past. Nothing new under the sun. The same happened to our brethren in time past. Christ, the apostles, the prophets, regular Israelites. Nothing new under the sun. Back to the bad news for those that receive the mark of the beast. Worship the image or his name or the number of his name. You know what I'm talking about. Revelation 16, verse 1. And I heard a great voice out of the temple saying to the 7 angels, go your ways and pour out the vials of the wrath of God upon the earth. John heard a great voice tell the 7 angels to go and pour out the vials of the wrath of God upon the earth. Pour out God's love for those that obeyed him, and God's vengeance for those that disobeyed him. The Most High promised us vengeance. Vengeance is mine, saith the Lord, I will repay in full, remember? And he is a keeper of his word. Verse 2. And the first went and poured out his vial upon the earth, and there fell a noisome and grievous sore upon the men which had the mark of the beast, and upon them which worshipped his image. So after Christ returned and the feast wedding was over and the crowns placed on the heads of the 144,000, the first vial was poured out on the world. It was a noisome and grievous sore on men, women, and children, and it only affected those that had the mark of the beast and those that worshiped the image of the beast. It did not affect anyone else. See, another reason not to get the mark of the beast or worship the image. Because soon after, when that bottomless pit is opened up, here it come, baby. Revelations 19, verse 19. And I saw the beast and the kings of the earth and their armies gathered together to make war against him that sat on the horse and against his army. Well, we know the one that sit on the horse, that's Christ, right? And against his army. So who is his army? Y'all know. His army is that 144,000 that was standing on the mountain with him that got the crowns. That's his army. Me and my brothers. Yeah. We coming. Right now, we're sheep for the slaughter. I understand that. We sheep for the slaughter right now. But, as Obi-Wan said in Star Wars, to Darth Vader, you strike me down and I become more powerful than I am now. That's the honest to God truth. We coming. Verse 20. And the beast was taken, and with him the false prophet that wrought miracles before him, with which he deceived them that had received the mark of the beast, and them that worshipped his image. These both were cast alive into a lake of fire burning with brimstone. After this great and mighty battle that Christ wins, we win in the end, always gonna win. The beast was then taken, and with him the false prophet, the two horned beasts that did miracles in front of him and did deceive everyone that had received the mark of the beast. Yeah, they got deceived. They were simps. They were dopes. They went and fell on the ropes. And everyone that worshiped the beast image, both of them was cast alive into a lake of fire burning with brimstone. So all the people that received the mark of the beast and everyone that worshiped the beast image became the body of the beast and received their reward and eternal pain and torment in the lake of fire. In these last days, the nations and some of our own people blaspheme the Most High. Our people do unimaginable wickedness, showing their butts, literally. They say there is no God. They believe in evolution. They believe in science. They believe in self and not creation by God Yahweh. They destroy the earth. They destroy the bodies of man, animals, and sea life. They create false religions. They give credit for creation to false gods, sticks and stones, and so-called aliens and demons. They deceive and lie about the true people of God, Yahweh. That's us, the Israelites, and uplift a bastard in the land of Israel. They profess profane blasphemies against the Most High in their media, in their actions, and with unrepentant pride. They have no remorse. If you receive the mark of the beast, you rebel against God Yahweh and place Satan, the worldly systems and powers above him to your eternal detriment. So Israel, stay focused in the word. Stay strong in the faith. Stay vigilant against the changing tide of deceit. And remember, Israel, TikTok.